is Gerry O for Kids First, and today we're at the premiere for Alexander the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to learn a lot about the movie, meet a whole bunch of cool people, and it's going to be a blast. Let's go have some fun. Well, right now with Willie, who's in a whole bunch of stuff, including White Collar.
Yeah, sure.
And who's this?
I'm Nathan.
Hi, Nathan. So, can you tell us about your role in White Collar?
Myself and Matt Bomer plays Neil Caffrey. We are the world's greatest con men, and we now work with the FBI, helping them catch other con men.
Oh, so it's kind of like bad and now good.
Kind of, but are we always good? That's been what the show's been about.
Oh, very
interesting. Final 6 episodes start airing November 6th, but you can catch all the rest of the seasons on, Netflix and all that.
Well, it sounds very cool. Since this is about completely horrible and bad days.
Yes.
Have you ever had a bad day?
Of course, we all have. Mine generally are when things don't work in my house, like technology. I'm not very good with internet things or cable TV things. That would drive me to my insanity.
Yeah, it can be a miracle, or it can be the most horrible thing.
A miracle or a curse.
A miracle or a curse.
That is my middle name.
Very good middle name.
That's how I feel about Nathan. Some days a miracle, some days a curse.
Well, very cool. Thank you so much.
Have fun tonight.
Thank you.
All right.
Well, right now we're with Judith, who's the author for the actual book, Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day. And I have the book right here. And I just have to say, you are a famous child author. How is that? Is that to feel that you are a legendary child author?
Well, that feels very, very good. But I've had a lot of inspiration because I have 3 children who had a lot of adventures, and now I have 7 grandchildren, so I get a lot of opportunities to come up with stories.
Well, it is very cool, and I read a little bit about the book, and I have to say I love it so far.
Good.
And how is it to know that first it became an animation, and then it became a play, and now it's a Hollywood feature film?
Well, I could understand the animation. It was short, and the play was only an hour. I thought it was impossible, absolutely impossible, to take a 32-page picture book with big printing and make a whole movie out of it, but they figured out how to do it.
Yes, they did. And I have to ask, what made you create this book about such a horrible day someone has?
Oh, come on, you haven't ever had a horrible day?
Oh, of course I have.
Everybody has had a horrible day, and my son Alexander had more horrible days than most kids. So I thought if you could feel, well, this isn't something that just happens to poor, picked on me, but to everybody sometime, that it would make you feel a little better about it.
And the kind of things that Alexander goes through, was that also kind of what your son went through, or was it made up?
A combination, some reality, some made up. It's like a kaleidoscope. You take a lot of pieces of glass, shake them together, and you come up with a story.
Well, it sounds very fantastic, and it's honestly an honor meeting you. You're actually the first author I've interviewed, so just thank you so much.
You're a very good interviewer.
Thank you. Well, right now with Lieber, who's the writer for this fantastic film. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. This is exciting.
It is very exciting, and I've seen the film, and fantastic job.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad you liked it.
So I have to know, how did you convert a couple-page children book that had a completely, same story, but completely different ending and beginning to this? How did you convert that to a feature film?
Well, we just took the great book and the great character of Alexander, and then, we kind of tried to put as much from the book into the movie as we could, and then we just expanded the whole concept to his family and his friends, and just had a lot of fun with it.
Well, it sounds very cool. Do you think there was anything in the film that got cut out? Was there anything in the film that got cut out that you put in?
It's a good question. I can't really think of anything offhand that didn't make it into the movie.
Well, when we see the DVD, I guess we'll look for deleted scenes.
Maybe.
And how did you come up with the stuff? I mean, I have not read the book fully, but I know a couple of the stuff. Was all of the bad things that happened to them actually exactly like the book, or did you add stuff?
No, most of it was made up. Some of the Alexander stuff is from the book, but we took a lot of liberties and just tried to keep consistent with the character of Alexander, but all the crazy stuff that happens is new for the movie.
Well, it's very interesting. I would never expect a little baby to eat markers, so that's definitely new.
I know, it was.
And I have one last question about the car. There's a car in the film. Did you guys specifically choose that car to completely destroy?
Yes, we destroyed the minivan, and we had a couple of them, and in various stages of destruction.
Well, it sounds very cool. Right now with Reese Hartwig, who plays Elliot in Alexander the Terrible, Horrible, Very Bad Day. I probably got that title wrong. But you're pretty much the start of the bad day, almost.
Yeah.
So how is it knowing that you're a bully and you're kind of the start of a bad day?
It's pretty fun to play bully, obviously, just because you get to mess around. But, you know, it's funny because it's completely different from my character in Echo that I just did. It's coming out in DVD this month. So it's kind of fun to play different things and try it out. It was obviously a lot of fun with Ed. He's a good sport.
Yeah, it is very interesting. Like you said in Earth to Echo, you were a very kind of shy character, probably the opposite of a bully.
Right.
And this, you're the opposite. You are a bully. So, have you ever had a bad day?
I have a lot of bad days lately. School's back up. I mean, it's been back up for a while, but I don't know, a lot of stuff happens.
Very true. And have you seen the film yet?
I did actually get to go see a screening like 2 or 3 days ago, finally.
And what do you think?
Love it. I'm glad I got to be a part of it.
Well, right now we're with Mekai, who plays Paul, or Alex's best friend, in the film. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Pretty good. It's now pretty much night.
Yeah. It's actually pretty cool with all the lights and everything. Hard Rock Cafe. Yeah.
It is pretty cool. So can you tell us about your character?
I play Paul on the film. He's Alexander's best friend. And Paul has ADHD in the movie. I mean, you can't really see it, but he talks about it and how he goes to this person called the psychopharmacologist. Weird title for somebody. He kind of abandons Alexander because the popular kid in school, his name is Philip Parker. He has the same psychopharmacologist as Paul. And you could say that Paul is somewhat of a shrink to Alexander because Alex comes to Paul with all of his problems, and Paul sits there, he talks to him because they're best friends, you know, so yeah.
Well, it sounds very cool. So can you tell us any stories from the film?
Like behind the scenes or on?
Behind the scenes.
Oh man, well, Ed and I definitely had a lot of crazy days on set. We were a bit of an prank war per se. Of course I lost. He's really good at magic tricks, so he always like screwed with my mind, different magic tricks. We definitely stayed hyper on sugar a lot, which kind of caused us to crash some days on camera. And they're like, guys, look, we need you for this certain amount of time. You cannot have sugar until this hour or whatever. Yeah. There's a lot of crazy moments on set.
Well, it sounds crazy.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a good day, man.
Thank you. Well, guys, right now I'm Justine, who's a recording artist. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good. So can you tell us about like the style of songs you record?
Well, I'm here because my sister's in the movie and we wrote a song together called Best Worst Day Ever. So that one, it's really fun and really just like, I mean, they had a really terrible day, so we had to write a really happy, wonderful song. So it's just really happy and poppy, and there's like big electric guitars, and yeah.
Well, it sounds very fun. So when you go about, well, kind of writing and recording songs, what is the process?
Well, I really like to, I mean, it's not always like this, but I really like to start with a title, and Karis had been like, in the trailer they keep using the words, like, it was the best worst day ever, why don't we just write a song? So we started with a title, then we just kind of like, I don't know, it's a really strange, nebulous process, yeah.
Well, it sounds very cool. Since this is about terrible, horrible, no good, bad days, have you ever had a bad day?
I did. I don't need to explain everything that happened, but I did start my day off with gum stuck in my hair, much like Alexander, and the night ended with my dress breaking. It was fun. It was fun, but oddly, I was really like I was laughing the whole day.
Well, that's optimistic. A very optimistic attitude.
Yeah. Just like bring it on. I can handle it now. Yeah.
Well, it sounds very cool. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you. Right now we have Tiffany, who's in Kirby Buckets. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Very good. We haven't seen you in quite a while.
Yes, I know. We've been busy filming over the summer, so I'm excited to be here, and I'm excited Mekai, he's in Kirby Buckets too, and now he has his movie, and so it's good promotion for both.
Well, very cool. For people that don't know what Kirby Buckets is, can you please explain what it is?
Yeah, Kirby Buckets, it's a new show on Disney XD coming out October 20th, 8 o'clock, and it's about a boy who loves animation, and his animations kind of come to life in his head, and he's able to go on these adventures with his friends, and Olivia and I, we're like the girl aspects, we're like the best friend, and Olivia's Kirby's sister, and so it'll be fun. You can see animation and live action.
Well, it sounds very cool. Since this is Alexander and a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day, can you tell us about a bad day you had?
Oh gosh. I feel like everyone's just had really horrible days. Those days where you're just like, oh man. The days when I go out thinking that, oh, I won't see anybody I know, so I'm just gonna go in my pajamas, and then whenever those days come around, I always see them, so. Yeah.
Maybe you should think you'll see everybody and then no one will see you.
Yeah, there you go. I know, always gotta put on lip gloss every day.
Yep. Well, it sounds very cool. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It was good seeing you guys.
It was good seeing you. Bye. Well, right now we're with Lincoln, who plays Philip Parker in the movie, and he's kind of the popular kid and kind of another kid that supports Alexander's very bad day.
Yeah, well, I'm supposed to be like the bully, kind of, the bully and the cool kid, and so I play the bully in the movie, but in real life, like all the kids on set, they were like all really nice, and I was like good friends with them, and it was a lot of fun because it was so funny, because like after every scene we would just like start laughing because of like all the things that would happen, and there were a few times where we like messed up the scene and it would turn into like this hilarious thing where we would all be like screaming and stuff. It was a lot of fun.
Well, I want to see that screaming and all that fun stuff in the scene and the kind of bloopers and the extras in the DVD. So tell the director to make bloopers.
Okay.
In all seriousness, so there's a picture of you of smallpox.
Yes.
I just want to know, how long did you take to have to apply that smallpox onto your skin?
Well, actually, we took a picture, and then we sent it to the editors, and they got these, they have all those like weird computer thingamajigs.
Yes, weird computer.
And they like put them on. So I didn't actually have to like put on makeup. That would like we were gonna do that, but then they realized that they could just do it the other way. So they just like got like their video editing tool thingamajigs, and they put it on. So.
All right, Photoshop.
Yeah.
Well, since this is Alexander the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day, can't believe I got that right.
Yeah, no one can get that right.
Well,
you're like the first. You're awesome.
Thank you.
Doing that.
Thank you very much. I practiced. Anyway, do you have a bad day?
I have had many bad days. Well, once when I was in first grade, I kicked myself in the face.
Oh.
Yeah, and I went home, and well, it was already a bad day because I was at school. I mean, obviously school's bad.
Yes. Stay in school.
So then I had to go home and I had to practice my violin, and I dropped it and it hit a table and the pegs came off. So I had to get my mom, and I thought she was gonna be so mad at me. This is where the days turn good. So I ended up fixing my violin. I practiced my violin, and then I ate cake. Cake makes the day better, always.
Yes.
Every day.
Hooray for cake.
Yes.
Yes. Well, it sounds very cool, and I watched the film. I have to say, you did a great job, and the film in general is just fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
How was it to be a kind of crazy driver? Well, kind of like expert driver that you're supposed to teach people how to drive, but you're crazy and you trick teenagers. How was that?
I really enjoyed it, and a lot of, the screaming was real because I was really frightened. That wasn't acting. It was crazy, that riding in. And we didn't have a stunt. A lot of the stunt was me riding in the car, and they had a stunt driver that was a young kid.
Well, guys, the photo's over. Sadly, everything has an end, but we interviewed a whole bunch of cool people, and this was just a lot of fun. We learned a lot about about this film, and it was just complete blast. And if you want to see my review on the film, go to kidsfirst.org. This is your host signing off, Gerry O.